Good morning, everyone, and happy December, happy holiday season. I'm dressed a little bit Christmassy today because I am going down to this is the last day of the Dickens Festival that we have every year in the village of Port Jefferson. I'm going down there with some family, so I'm excited. We'll have some fun. If you've never been, I really suggest that you check it out. So the blog this week, what we're talking about is diligence. So what is diligence and how does it have significance in a life dedicated to being of service to our Creator, which of course means being service to each other? The dictionary defines diligence as follows: the constant and earnest effort to accomplish what is undertaken, persistent exertion of body or mind. And I think I would also add spirit to the definition, of course, because body and mind is kind of an incomplete description of the soul's earthly journey that encompasses all three. You know, when I think about this topic, I can't help thinking about my own life and how being diligent has been really difficult and honestly exhausting at times. We all have our challenges and adversities. It's nearly impossible to take on the human experience and not have our share of pain, tears, loss, and sometimes just feelings of wanting to give up. So let's do a short meditation to help us connect with what it feels like when life's challenges get the better of us. So go ahead and close your eyes and find a comfortable place where you won't be disturbed or interrupted. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. Hold it. And then release it slowly through your mouth. So take another deep breath in through your nose. Hold it, and then release it, allowing your body to sink into the support beneath you. Feel yourself sitting. Feel the body and know you're sitting and be aware. So go ahead and take another deep breath, and as you release it, notice there's a tiny spark of light that begins to grow deep in your core, bringing with it a sense of peace and serenity. An opening is visible in the center of the light, and gradually a scene appears before you. You're standing in front of a large hill. To the left and right of this hill are other hills, and you're not quite sure which is the hill you need to ascend to get to your destination, but you decide it must be the one before you. Together with your spirit guides, you had decided to embark on this arduous journey, one you've been planning for a very long time. You've prepared carefully with your trusted advisors before setting out, and you're feeling quite certain you can handle the challenges ahead. However, there was only so much you were allowed to know beforehand. The rest you had to discover as you moved forward. You take your first step, and the hill is rocky and filled with downed trees and wide streams that you need to get over. It's hard. And the farther you go, the more you begin to doubt whether you're capable of following through with your plan and purpose. Nevertheless, you continue on, taking one precarious step at a time. Along the way, there are some brutal storms with biting cold winds that weaken your resolve, and thoughts of turning back and giving up rise and fall over and over. But there are also blue skies and warm sunshine that fill you with joy and contentment, and the journey transforms from drudgery to a pleasant walk in a field of wildflowers and colorful butterflies. Eventually, you think you see a pattern and you try to anticipate the challenges to come and try to plan accordingly. Yet you soon realize that your planning is of no use, for the path forward cannot be predicted, only handled as each task comes about, or each challenge, adversity, or even joyful times. But the tough times, over and over, your confidence wanes and your determination to continue on loses its hold on your mind and heart. At last, you can see the top of the hill directly in front of you, and you take your last few steps to the peak. You stretch your arms out wide and embrace the view. Before you is a lush valley. Below, and it's calm and peaceful and lush with fruit and nut trees. Meandering streams flow gently throughout the valley, providing fish to eat and water to drink. You think you finally reached your destination, but a familiar voice in your mind whispers, "Rest in this place of respite, but there's far more ahead of you that is part of the work you came here to do." You look beyond the valley and you see another hill that you must navigate. You have a moment of despair and of disillusionment before remembering important words of advice offered to you before you set out on this great undertaking. Those words are, trust in the divine design for your life. Have faith in the guidance you receive and believe in yourself. You have come to change the world, and only you can accomplish your tasks. You have vowed to conquer fear and embrace love, both for yourself and those you encounter. It's okay to experience moments of doubt and exhaustion. You just never give up. You can do this. So, you continue. You carry on and on and on through all the jubilant joys and the painful sorrows, heady triumphs and dismal failures, precious gifts and devastating losses. In the end, when your time here was finally completed, you were able to once again rest in the satisfaction of a job well done and a life splendidly lived. So you can now open your eyes and return to the present moment and take a few moments to just readjust. So the point here is simple, and you have most likely have gotten it already. Some of you reading this may be in a place of revelry and celebration for things like a wonderful new job or a beautiful new relationship or the birth of a precious child. Yet others may find themselves grieving the loss of a loved one, experiencing unemployment or poverty, or even the empty nest feelings that I've experienced, and that kind of lack of purpose that comes when your children venture out on your own and you almost feel like you have to reinvent yourself. Some may not even understand their feelings of hopelessness and loneliness because their life seems to be happy and fulfilling, which that's the most confusing. It's one of the greatest challenges for our souls to overcome, and only the most courageous take this on. One thing can be certain in this physical journey: none of us come out of it alive, as we've heard, or at least, to be more specific, at least our bodies don't. But our soul, our soul we know is immortal and can never die. The time we spend here is bound to be fraught with just about all of the above things, and each of them occurs for us so that our soul can evolve. That's the bottom line. We are here to grow and evolve. Wanting to give up when things get tough is understandable from a human perspective. From the soul's perspective, however, it is unacceptable. Why? Well, the reason is simple. If we abdicate our purpose or relinquish our physical life, which would be the worst thing that we could do, that will undoubtedly gift us with the life that we're giving up, will undoubtedly gift us with great lessons and opportunities to make a difference. If we do that, it won't be over. We just have to do it all over again. We'll come back with a different set of circumstances, but the same lessons and the same purpose that we gave up on before, we'll face them once again. So, my friends, let us remember to pray for diligence when life's slings and arrows wound us and take us temporarily off our game. We are strong, but we are much stronger together. Let us be there for each other. We can lift others up when they are down and accept a healing hand when we can't find the strength to get back up. No matter what, we will never be given more than we can handle. Life can be a celebration or a confounding disappointment. It all depends on the perspective that we choose. So let us choose the former. Lift our heads and hearts towards the heavens and offer a fervent prayer of gratitude for all this sometimes chaotic, crazy world and what this world has and will give to us throughout the rest of our days here. And so that's the end of the written blog that I did, but something just popped into my head towards the end of it as I was reading it, and I say this often to people that I work with and that work with me. We're spiritual partners on a path. I'm sure I've said this before, but there are times when we're strong and we're in a place of presence, awareness, consciousness. We got it all together. Those moments are great. And then there are other people who are not. It doesn't mean that they're less than or that they're not as evolved as you are or I am. All it means is that they're having a moment where they're faltering a bit. So what is our job in those moments? Is it to join them in their sorrow with words like, "Oh, I'm so sorry you're going through that"? Of course you can say that, but you don't, it doesn't help to do that. You can be empathetic, of course, but what my point is, those times as spiritual partners on a path are for us to remind those that we love or those that need our help that they are stronger than they think they are, that they know all of the things that you're telling them, that it's nothing new to them. They've just had a moment where they forgot. Things got overwhelming, and they have the strength inside. If they're feeling down on themselves, remind them of some of the fantastical things they've done throughout their life. Remind them that this too shall pass. But more important for spiritual pupils, let's say, we all are, those of us who are doing kind of the work that I do, sometimes it's hard even to admit this, that it's hard to ask for help, because you think, well, I'm supposed to have it all together, but none of us has it all together all the time. None of us. We're all going to have moments of doubt. I read a book one time, and I don't remember which one it was, but it said that even Saint Teresa at the end of her life started to have some doubts. It happens. And that's why it's so important to have each other. To say, hey, I know who you are. You just forgot for a minute here. And let me tell you who I know that you are. Just help each other through this. And that kind of ignites our diligence and sets us back on our path, where we can stand up and pick our head up and throw our shoulders back and get on with the game of life and just enjoy and accept everything that it has to offer us. So, diligence is the word of the week. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, it's a little long, but anyway, enjoy your week. And if you're well, no, by the time you read this, the Dickens will be over. Put it on your calendar for next week, because it's really a fun time. So have a great day, everyone, and namaste.